Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday, 4th of July edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, Bocock Brothers, Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15 for 15% off your order. Hey, look who's here. You coming to say hello? Dad, you want to come say hi, Dad Show? You want to come say hi? Ha, ha. Okay, my goodness gracious. Look what we got here. Oh, what a big yawn. Oh, my goodness, what a big yawn. I love you so much. What are you looking at? Are we showing some shoulder here? What are we doing? Getting a little risque here on Morning Scone. Showing a little shoulder.
Hi, Doctor.
Yay! All right, are we gonna say it?
What's up, on? Wait, Friday.
Do it slowly.
But the Bible will be when Harris gets watching a movie.
Good job! Hey, where did you go yesterday? Where did you go yesterday with Daddy? Where did we go? Did we go to Parrish Construction and Roofing yesterday?
Yeah.
Who did we see? Remember? Tell me who you saw.
Ryan.
Ryan and who else? Ryan and who else?
Question.
You saw Christina. Yeah, you did see Christina. And who else?
Yo.
Did you see Richard?
Basically, with church coaches,
What are you talking about, silly?
and
All right. Wait, you're tangled in that.
like how you
You're tangled. Okay. 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 Let's see. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Hope your 4th of July is off to an amazing start. What we got here? Hope your 4th of July is off to an amazing start. Hope everyone's taking time to celebrate our independence from those dang Brits and King George trying to tax us on things like tea and whatnot that we don't even want. That's why we're a nation of coffee drinkers. We're a nation of coffee drinkers because we were sick of their tea tax. So we said, you know what? We're not buying your stupid tea. We're going to be coffee drinkers. And I'm glad we are because tea sucks. Go coffee and go America. Go USA. Goodness. Hey, Kelly Gross, happy 4th. Jesse Brown, happy 4th. Go America. Thomas, good morning. Strong Side, good morning. Jason H. Rex, good morning, everybody. Go America. Happy America Day. Say good morning to my kids. Lucius and Ivy. Well, good morning, Lucius and Ivy. Wonderful to have you all here. Go this way. Good morning, Lucius and Ivy. Hope you're having a wonderful 4th of July. Go America. Go USA. And go Lucius and Ivy. Love different generations of Morning Scone viewers. So thank you all for being here this morning. What? Bless you. We're fake sneezing over there. Just to get a bless you. Bless you. Just finished watching Beat Arkansas. Oh, that's right. It's LSU Takeover Day on the SEC Network. I saw they're going to play the LSU Ole Miss football game from this year. We can see Kyron Lacey's walk off in overtime. Then I think they're wrapping the day with the win over Coastal to win the Natty. Say what? Good is sweet. Sean, Drew, are you going to the mall this weekend? Hey, are you going to the mall on Sunday? Yeah. The boss has spoken. He said yes. Hey, Brian, I'm all for a big old $1 million patch on a baseball or football uniform to help bring the best players to town. Amen to that. So just wrapped up Locked On LSU. Hey, last time, okay? Yeah. Good is sweet. Okay. He's just chilling in his chair looking out the window. Big old coat, put his foot on the... Hey, put your foot down, please. Thank you. That's what I need is his foot going through the plate of glass. Exactly what we need, right? Have his foot go through a window. So anyway, yeah, so I did my Locked On LSU episode this morning. So it is live now, and I talked about the jersey patch thing, and I went into a lot of detail about prices and revenues and all that sort of stuff that may be boring to you, but if you're interested, the episode is there and why the jersey patch thing is a good idea. At its most basic level, last year LSU Athletics operated at a deficit, meaning for the year they lost money, almost $1 million. And now you have to add $20.5 million of expenses for rev share. So two things have to happen. You have to cut expenses and you have to generate new revenue to make up that $20 million gap, $21 million. And so any way you can generate new revenue, you have to be open to doing. And you have to generate that revenue because you have to pay your players because otherwise you're not going to get the best players. Goodness way. So if a jersey patch, a logo on a field where you have valuable real estate that you can sell and generate real revenue, you have to take advantage of it. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Samuel, Matt, what do you think about LSU getting the SWAC player of the year in the portal? Not interested. The LSU is not interested. So you're talking about his name's Thibodeau. Cardell Thibodeau. So Cardell Thibodeau started his baseball career at ULM. At ULM, he went to Acadiana, then went to ULM. As a freshman in 2023, he played in 52 games. And hit .235. As a sophomore in 2024 at ULM, he played in 29 games and hit .143. He goes to Southern in the SWAC and hits .400. I don't think that there's a real strong belief that Cardell Thibodeau would be able to take the step to the SEC and to be effective, is the answer. So no, I don't. I'm telling you, LSU's not interested. I asked. Maurice, good morning. Ben, good morning. Aaron, good morning. Jingle Gate Day 67 for America. Haters, get ready. It's on the way. Because America. America. Jacob, how much revenue can jersey patches bring in? Are there major athletic departments operating at a deficit? Both very good questions, Jacob. My understanding, and so that whole thing about the jersey patches, the story wasn't the jersey patches. It's interesting that line is what everybody took out of it. So Wilson Alexander did a piece where he talked to Kelly Zan and Clay Harris, and he talked about how LSU is going to divvy up the rev share. So like 75%, which is the number we talked about, is going to football, 15% going to men's basketball, 5% to women's basketball. The remaining 5% will be divvied up among every sport. That's baseball, softball, gymnastics, track and field, volleyball, swimming and diving, golf. Every other sport will divvy up that 5%. So In that article, Drew, 1 second, baby. Okay. In that article, they mentioned it wouldn't just be football. It would be like all athletic teams. So maybe like a business would buy the jersey patches that would be on all the uniforms. I think hypothetically that's what we're talking about here. I don't know if it would go sport by sport, but whatever. Point is, yes, it sounds like that would be a seven-figure annual deal. For what it's worth, NBA jersey patches range from like $5 million to $30 million a year. So just to give you some context there. And are most athletic departments operating at a deficit? Yes. There are fewer than a dozen. How many college? So here you go. Last year, 14 of the 120 FBS programs were profitable. That was last year. 14 of 120 were profitable. And LSU has been profitable in the past. The big issue last year was Kim Mulkey, Jay Johnson were both coming off national championship years. Both got big raises, staff raises. And then I think there were footballs. Oh, like Bo Davis coming in. There were football staff raises. So that was primarily the cause for the jump, the year-over-year jump for last fiscal year was coaches' contracts. So, but LSU operating at an $818,000 deficit is actually relatively good. Like, let's see. Ohio State led the way last year, $251 million revenue, $225 in expenditures. They made $25 million. Texas made $14 million. Bama was $3 million, while their expenses were lower. They made $19 million. What year was this? No, see, this is, look, LSU, this wasn't last year. So LSU on this list was 6, 199 in revenue, 192 in expenses. So LSU made $7 million. What year was this? This was 2022, 2023. So LSU went from $7 million surplus to an $818,000 deficit year over year. But again, that was largely because of the national championships in baseball, women's basketball that created an uptick in expenditures, and then some football staff expenditures as well. But so you're talking about a dozen or so programs that make money, athletic departments that make money in a given year. Wrapping batches. Happy 4th. Alex. Had my first son. Okay. Born 7/2/25 at 5:15. Well, congrats, Alex. Shout out your son, man. Shout out his name. That's awesome. Congratulations. Love to see that. Hope mom and baby are doing awesome. And all's well. Another July baby. There we go. Hey, Merrick, are all shows going to be live from SEC Media Days? Off the bench, Hunt Palmer, AFR. Yes. Live at lunch will not be. That's a Hanny and Ott decision. I think that's normally when Ott goes out to Del Mar and all that sort of stuff. But yes, we will be live at Media Days. Hey, Sean, can't wait for flag football in the Olympics. Only country that will have a chance would be Australia. Really? Why would Australia have a chance? I mean, by the way, I agree with you. Like, if that's going to be, especially if NFL players are playing. I mean, like some cornerback from the Senegal is going to be covering Justin Jefferson. I mean, geez. Strong side, over/under hot dog eating contest. Oh, I forgot hot dog eating contest today. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is Joey Chestnut still doing that? Didn't he get banned or something like that? Didn't that happen? Joey Chestnut got banned from the hot dog eating contest. Oh, here you go. Chestnut vows to reclaim the hot dog Crown after being barred last year. There was a sponsor dispute last year with a vegan wiener brand. My body feels amazing, Chestnut said. Some days you wake up, your body's not cooperating. I feel like everything is going well today. I should be able to get that title back. Okay. There we go. Bring it home. Bring it home, Joey. Bring it home, Jaws. Hey, Bob. Just watched the end of the CWS game against Arkansas. It'll never get old. Hey, Caleb. Darn Brits try to make us drink unsweet tea forever. That's right. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate that. Darren, Alex, Brad. Good morning. I'm sorry. Do you think Elko will make it in College Station? Never understood the hype when it went 9.475 Duke. So, some of Drew's birthday party decorations just went flying. Superman flying. Please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Remember, Brock, Rock and Wine coming up Saturday, July 26th. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Spread the word. All proceeds benefiting the Brock Foundation. Great charity event inside South Stadium Club at Tiger Stadium. Get your tickets, brortho.com. And hey, by the way, awful weather in Baton Rouge yesterday. Giant hail in Shenandoah, in Prairieville, North Baton Rouge, and parts of Central. Would love to help you out with a free no obligation roofing inspection. Remember, everybody that signs up for a free inspection, you're entered automatically to win $10,000 cash from Parish Construction Roofing. We'll be announcing the winner on Friday, July the 18th. Ha. Oh, so anyway, Brad was asking about Elko. Brad, context matters, man. To do that at Duke in the ACC with minimal resources is amazing. And you could always do what, for example, James Franklin, when he was at Vanderbilt, did, and you could load up your schedule with 4 layups in the non-conference to guarantee yourself 4 wins, and then you win. You go 500 in conference play, and you're an 8-win team. And they're building a statue of you there. So context matters. I mean, remember, Nick Saban's best year as a coach before he got to LSU was he had a year where he went 9-2 at Michigan State. Like, that was his best year. So what are your resources? What are the expectations? That always is going to matter. And yes, I think Mike Elko is a really good coach. He's a great defensive coordinator. He was a great defensive coordinator at Notre Dame under Brian Kelly. Obviously, DC at A&M, got the head coaching job at Duke, did well there, and he's done well at A&M. I mean, so much of that of winning at the highest level is breaking through and getting the right quarterback, finding that guy. So, Guy, Locked On was fired this morning. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for listening or watching. Good morning. Happy 4th. Thank you so much. Robert, happy Independence Day. My company's attending a conference in Omaha in 2 weeks. Just heard about and trying to jump in. Chance to wear the purple and gold there would be awesome. Never been. I've been to Omaha. I have not been since the College World Series moved to the new park, which was in 2011. So it's been a hot minute since I've been, and I couldn't help very much with what's new around there. Oh, go to sweet.
Daddy will say it.
Daddy will say what? All right. Back on this kick watching. Everybody's kids watch Little Baby Bum. He's back on this kid, man. We used to watch it a long time ago, but he's back on it again. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all's well, man. Hope the boys are doing well also. Got to meet Patrick in town a few times. Lives in Dallas. Twin boys, baseball players. Good dude, man. Good to see you there. Hey, Johnny, good morning. Bubba. David, happy Independence Day. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Psalm 33:12. Amen. Lou, Joey Chestnut ate 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. They already did it? Or are you saying that, or is that his record? How many could you eat in your prime? Like 2? Because I don't like hot dogs. I don't know why I would want to eat more than 2. I don't know why I'd eat more than 1. I don't know why I'd eat any.
Daddy would say it. Ha ha ha
Ha ha. You just kept getting closer to me. Let's see. He's sort of like Braswell. No disrespect to Braswell. I don't think that holds at all. If you're talking about the kid from Southern, that doesn't hold it up. Braswell hit 310 in conference a year ago. He just had a bad. Actually, Braswell hit 100 points higher in SEC play this year than he did overall, which is crazy. He hit like 215 in conference play, which I'm not saying that's great, but when you're hitting 100, outside of conference play, suck it, Dale. Quentin, good morning. Everybody piles on Dale. Samuel, yeah. Drew's little sayings there. The ha-ha is just from Little Baby Bum, which I don't know. He just started, he watched that a ton years ago, and just here in the last couple of weeks, he started watching that again, and so now he wants me to keep saying ha-ha. The go this way thing is, sometimes we just go ride around in my car, literally just take a drive, and I'll let him decide where we go. So we'll come up and say, hey, Drew, where you want to go? You want to go this way or do you want to go that way? He'll go go this way, go that way, whatever. So that's him giving me directions in the car. And then it became a thing that he sings songs. Hey, Drew, baby, listen here. Last time, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Ha, ha. Okay. Because he will make me do it 15,000 times a day. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Thoughts on Dodger pitcher Clayton Kershaw getting 3,000 Ks? In my opinion, he should retire after this next stop Hall of Fame. Clayton Kershaw can retire whenever he wants to retire, as long as somebody wants to keep paying him to pitch and he wants to pitch and make money. You do you. I'm not going to tell him when he should retire or not. 3,000 strikeouts is incredible because of the longevity. It's just going to be rare that we see those types of benchmarks anymore, like the 500 homers, the 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts. Those were always things that were benchmarks in baseball that would get you, into the Hall of Fame. I think Kershaw, of course, is going to be Hall of Famer anyway. But, seeing someone have that type of longevity to be able to do something like that is amazing, because when was the last 3,000 strikeout? Let's see. The number of pitchers that have gotten to 3,000 strikeouts. So Kershaw is the 20th in the history of the game. Smoltz, 3,084. I was going to say Glavine. Sabathia finished at 3,093. Schilling, 3,116. Bob Gibson, 3,117. Oh, my God. Schilling finished one. Pedro, 3,154. Fergie Jenkins, Phil Niekro. Maddox, Scherzer. Verlander's at 3,471. Wow. Look at you know what? I say that. Walter Johnson, Don Sutton, Tom Seaver, Bert Blyleven, Steve Carlton, Clemens, Randy Johnson, and Nolan Ryan. It's interesting. So I say that we may not see it again, but now that I think of it, obviously you do need longevity, but we are in an era where it's a strikeout or a homer. Strikeouts are up. You have more power pitchers than you ever had before, and you have more hitters that are analytically trying to elevate the baseball, hit homers, so they strike. There's a lot of swing and miss that strike out. So I don't know, maybe we will see more strikeouts. I mean, just think about that list I just went through. All the guys that have been in the last half decade. I mean, Kershaw, Scherzer, Verlander. And of the 20, 5 of them been in the last half decade. Interesting. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Dale's out there being a caddy this morning. Hey, Kevin, good morning. Who dat Marvin? Johnson losing out on top targets because of money is what worries me when you want to hold on to a title-winning coach. You're not wrong. And this is the thing, like, this is the thing that sometimes, like this LSU team that just won the national championship is not even close to the most talented team LSU has ever had. I mean, when I think about who the big leaguers from this team are, you look at Anderson, Ianson, Shores. Yes, those seem like obvious ones. And you have other guys like Jacob Myers, got the stuff to be, but really wasn't like as big of an impact guy on this team. We may look ahead and Maverick, Rizzi, Cooper Williams, those guys could be. I mean, when I look around that team, though, like Luis Hernandez, not a big leaguer. I don't think Jared Jones is. I hope he is, but he'll have to develop more offensively. I don't think Dickinson is. Braswell hasn't shown the ability to hit to be considered that. Milam has a lot working against him because there just aren't many 5'6" dudes that make it to Major League Baseball. Curiel certainly can be. Jake Brown certainly can be. Stanfield, no. I mean, you see my point? Like, this isn't a team that was littered with future major leaguers. Like 2023 was. I mean, Cruz is already there. And Trey Morgan's knocking on the door. Skeens is already there. I think Floyd will get there. Tommy White will get there. You know what I mean? So like there's big leaguers all over the field with 23. And all that to say, like, Jay Johnson deserves a lot of credit because it was a great coaching job. Now you had the two frontline aces and you were able to carry them to a title, which is what we talked about all season. As long as you got those two guys at the front, you stay in the winner's bracket, you can win a tournament. And they did. But Jay deserves credit, and it shouldn't be overlooked that like there are guys you wanted that you haven't been able to get. I mean, you've lost a lot of these premier portal battles because Tennessee and Arkansas and Mississippi State and Georgia and Texas A&M, they pay more. I mean, you wanted Braden Montgomery last year. He went to A&M. They offered him $750K for 1 year. He went to A&M. I mean, you wanted Gavin Keelan this year. He went to Tennessee. You wanted Zach Root. You say, well, we had Anderson Ianson. Right, but Root was the higher projected portal guy from the left side. LSU wanted him. He went to Arkansas, became their Friday guy. Can you imagine if you would have gone Anderson, Root, Ianson this year? I mean, but he went to Arkansas. So like Liam Doyle went from Ole Miss to Tennessee. You wanted him. He went to like LSU, as I understand it, had the 6th highest NIL budget in the SEC this year. Tennessee, Texas A&M, Georgia, Arkansas all had higher NIL budgets than LSU this year, and LSU won the national championship. So that's a great hat tip to Jay Johnson, but it's also something where you look and you go, I mentioned it, the two biggest names in the portal this year you wanted were Stokes from Oregon, who went to Florida State, and Mack, the pitcher from Rutgers, who went to Tennessee. They outbid you for both of them. I mean, Jay Johnson's in Omaha saying, I need to go pull this quote. Jay Johnson's in Omaha in his post-game press conference going, if you're a pitcher, I can't understand why you would want to go anywhere else. Wins the national championship on the podium, calling out basically Mack, and they say, why wouldn't you want to come here? And a week later, the best pitcher in the portal goes somewhere else. Why? So, yeah, man, like jersey patches, logos on the field, anything. Generate revenue, to shrink that gap? Yes. Hey, Alex. Okay, Alex Jr., AJ. Love that, man. Hey, welcome to the world, Alex Jr. That's awesome, man. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Morning, Matt. With the dead period. Oh, that's a voice text for sure. The dead period. In sports at the moment, tell me, what do you think will be the most beneficial to have the bowl season simulated at the beginning of August for college football? Do you think it would be more beneficial to have the bowl season simulated at the beginning of August? What do you mean by that? Like, to play bowl games in August? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know if that's what you're asking. Hey, Donna, good morning. Thanks for being there. I know Olivia loved seeing you on the stream the other day. Hey, Guy, good morning. Jeez. Derek, good morning. Opinion. I don't care about patches on football uniforms. Helps generate revenue. That's the point. You and I are in line there, Derek. Do you think Nussmeier could surpass Burrow's passing record? No, I do not. I mean, we forget sometimes, like Joe Burrow set an NCAA record. He threw for 5,600 yards and 60 touchdowns. That's patently absurd. So no, I do not. And Burrow had 15 games. Maybe if Nussmeier plays 17 games, you play your 12 regular season, SEC championship, and then 4 playoff games. Like, maybe then with 2 extra games might be able to get there, but still probably not. I know you say Todd Walker did hitting 400 as a freshman is more impressive than Curiel, but do you consider the pitching Curiel faced versus Todd both great years, though? Yeah, but survivor's remorse. Remember also, the context exists in the era for everybody. Like, nobody else did it, and nobody else did it ever. So, like, if it were that easy or minimalized, like, why wouldn't everybody? I mean, there's a reason you've had 3 players in the history of the program hit 400. I mean, you had Todd Walker, you had Rafe do it, and you had Cruz do it. I mean, that's the list, right? Let's see. Before cold plunging, how would your shower routine go? Cold at night and day? No, just in the morning. Before I bought the chiller and the plunge and all that sort of stuff, I would do cold shower in the morning and then just a hot shower at night whenever I was getting ready for bed. Although there are great benefits to cold showers at night. And you would say that, like, what's going to wake you up? And it does, but at the same time, it's causing all the oxygen in the blood flow. And then ultimately, after that surge, it'll actually help you get into a deeper sleep. Hey, Tiger Poppy, what's up, man? James, will the athletic department fully fund the new scholarships for sports like baseball? LSU will have to find new revenue sources. Yes, for baseball, yes, absolutely. LSU will do what it has to do to invest in the sports that it cares about. And baseball's certainly on that list. Hey, Drew, good morning. Abner, happy 4th. Thomas, haven't forgotten. You know what? Haven't forgotten, but we'll go ahead and knock it out. Here we go. It's time. It's time.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Paris Construction and Roofing. In honor of the 4th, maybe y'all can help us out. I know I've mentioned this before, but I would love it, would greatly appreciate it if you don't mind, take a quick second, leave Parrish a 5-star Google review. No worries if you don't want to. Totally fine. But I know a lot of you we have done work for, and 5-star Google reviews are just the best possible way to help your Google SEO. And even if we haven't done work for you, maybe we've given you a quote, an estimate, an inspection, or maybe you just appreciate the fact that we've been super community oriented, which we have been. Sponsored tons of charity events, the Go Red for Women luncheon, things with Miracle League, St. Lillian Academy, the Our Lady of Mercy Fair, the St. Jude Fair. So very community involved, and maybe that's a reason to give us a 5-star review is our community involvement. But I just posted the link. If you could take just a quick second, click the link, leave Parrish a 5-star Google review. I greatly appreciate it. If not, no biggie. No obligation, no worries at all, but I would greatly appreciate it if you would. Okay. Chance, expecting good things from Santiago Garcia. New Mexico players never let us down. That's true. CC Sabathia was the last, I think. 3,000 strikeouts. Morning, Scone. Hope you and the fam have a safe and happy 4th. Derek, is you where Paul Skeens got a standing ovation from Cardinal fans? Not sure when it was, though. I'd have to go look at that. I'm not sure that I did see that. I don't make it a habit of watching the Pirates play very often, even though I do love to watch Skeens pitch. I more lock into the Yankees, which unfortunately couldn't see yesterday. We had a little birthday party. So we did a little birthday party gathering for me. And so my nephew, Eli, who many of you got to see when we were on vacation, today is his birthday. Eli was born on the 4th of July. So Eli's 15 today. He was born July 4th, 2010. So 15 years old today. And then I'm the 8th. So unfortunately for Eli, our family birthday celebrations, he kind of has to share it with me. So, but anyway, so me and Eli, we did a little family thing last night. Anyway, so we were over at the Andermans, Eli, Lauren James, Larry, aka Larry. We're at their house, and the regional game on MLB Network, we got with the Cubs last night. So we didn't get to watch the Yankees, but oh well. All that said, I don't make a habit of watching a lot of Pirates baseball. Hey, Manny, happy birthday, America. Drew's in the house. Brad, a while back, I heard you say you went to the World Series. No one. Were you at the game where the president threw the first pitch? I was not. So that was game 3 when W threw out the first pitch post 9/11. That was game 3. I was there the next 2 nights for games 4 and 5. And the president was there game 4. He didn't throw out the first pitch, but he was in the stadium. And the security to get in was wild. As you might imagine, New York, a month post 9/11, and the president was there. Wild getting in for game 4. But I was at the 2 games where the Yankees, bottom 9, 2 out, consecutive nights, homered off of Byung-Young Kim, and then won in extras. It was Tino in game 4 that homered, and then Jeter homered in extras. That was the Mr. November game. I was there. And then a night later, it was Scott Brocious who homered in the 9th, and then they won it. Soriano hit the walk-off to win it in the 11th? Brocious tied it with the homer. I'm almost positive it was Soriano. It was in the 12th. Soriano's single to score Chuck Knobloch in the 12th. What a memory. Man, what a memory. Bailey, never would have thought LSU would be 6th in NIL for baseball. It's the reality of it, y'all. I mean, I haven't I've been wrong a lot when we talk about NIL, y'all. I've just been very fortunate that from the beginning of NIL 4 years ago, I was very plugged in, and being early got me plugged into a lot of NIL circles that I'm able to get a lot of really good information. And if you remember the company Matchpoint, one of the partners of Matchpoint was Jonathan Pixley. And Pix and I did a podcast, an NIL podcast then, And we talk to coaches and athletes and boosters and heads of collectives and attorneys. And like John Ruiz, the billionaire Miami booster, came on our show. We talked to the head of the collective at Northwestern because they were doing an interesting thing where like they had academic. Anyway, all that to say, like, I think we talked to every head coach in LSU's campus. Gordon, heads of collective, everybody. So I just got really plugged into NIL circles when the whole thing was starting. And so, I broke the Bryce Underwood 12 million thing. Everybody in the country uses that number. I'm the one who broke it. And nobody's combated it. So you can choose to believe that's right or not, but it's right. And I know the numbers. I don't feel comfortable sharing that part of it. But the biggest difference I'll tell you, like in baseball and football, is $100,000 in football relative to the entire roster may not be significant. $100,000 in baseball is massively significant. That's the big difference. But football is such a central part. Like it's the absolute must. And so you've got to make sure football is properly funded. But it's like, man, if you just took a fraction of what was given to football, invested it in baseball, you'd have what you need. But a big thing for this team coming up in 26 for baseball is going to be retention. Like they had to Ethan Fry, who I believe is going to be back. And there's always the chance someone in the draft, the team in the draft pulls the trigger, but I don't think there's a team that's going to pay Ethan Fry more than what he's getting to come back to LSU. And he's going to very likely slot into left field and bat in the middle of your lineup and hit hopefully 20 bombs for you. And that's great. Jake Brown, who's coming back. He'll play right field. And there was that talk because he platooned this year. He's got to have assurances he's going to play. And you want that dude in your lineup every day. And so he'll get a nice NIL number and he'll be back. But my point is so a lot of the money that you had is going to be eaten up in retention. Anyway, all that to say, the gap between the highest NIL budget in the SEC and LSU isn't massive in the context of what we think of NIL numbers. But percentage-wise of that budget, it's large, if that makes sense. There might be like a 25% difference in the budget, but that dollar number relative to football would seem so small. It's just, you got to fill that gap. Like the amount of money, so the kid Mac, who's going to Tennessee, the difference in what LSU offered and what Tennessee offered, if I told you the number, would not sound significant. Like, what? But relative to the budget you have for baseball, it is significant. Does that make sense? I don't know. Hey, John, good morning. Happy 4th. Drew's doing great, man. Thank you for always asking. I appreciate you, bud. Do you think Jay could pull a Bo Davis type move, leave for the pros? I do not believe he would leave for the pros. Here's the scenario that would worry me. I don't believe Jay Johnson wants to leave. He could, by the way, Texas called last year. He could have gone. He absolutely could have taken the Texas job last year. Absolutely. If he wanted to, he could have. Didn't, stayed. I I look at A&M and go, okay, Michael Early falls on his face again next year. They fire Michael Early. They're in the market for a coach. They're going to call Jay Johnson. And money's no object. Jay does not want to leave LSU. But if A&M calls, they make him the highest paid coach in the country, double his NIL budget, all this sort of stuff. Do you consider it? Like that? By the way, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, to your hypothetical, like, as I play that out, that's the thing that I would be concerned of. Not Jay looking to the pros or anything like that. It's more like, I don't think he wants to be a pro coach. He loves this. He loves program building. He loves the college game. He loves recruiting. He's all in on all of it. Like, he loves it. And that's what he wants to do. And he's going to make a ton of money doing it and live a great life and win championships. And he'll win wherever he goes. He's already proven that. But that's the scenario that would worry me. And that's what LSU is going to have to protect against. Make sure that you don't keep missing out on the top guys in the portal every year you want because you don't pay enough to get them. Brad, do you think anyone will break Rohan's record for most yards in a game? Oh, eventually, yeah. But I mean, that was 2001 against Bama. I mean, you're going on a quarter century, you know. But yeah, eventually it'll fall. Every record's broken eventually. Rodney, last week you misspoke. Joke Brown went to Sulphur, not Bob. My apologies. Glenn, good morning. Miss you on AFR. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it, man. I've enjoyed the time off, but man, by this time I'm always tapping my toes. I'm like ready to get back on, man. So Monday I'll be back on air and looking forward to it. Get some haters, especially you, Dale, you hater. Let's see, couple more. Chance, patches and other advertising will help with revenue. Other schools do the same, so it won't really minimize the gap. It's not, that's not, you're missing the point. It's not about creating a gap with other schools or whatever the case may be. It's about being able to pay what others can and will at the same time, but also not just an NIL. Remember, you don't want to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. So it's not just a revenue share. You also have to pay your coaches, and you also have to build facilities, and you have to have travel budget and recruiting budget and staff and all that. So all of that costs. So you have to continue generating revenue to make sure that you're not just cutting expenses, because now in order to pay $20 million, just hypothetically, if you don't generate new revenue, now you're cutting costs. Where are you cutting costs? Is it support staff? Is it your analysts? Is it your travel budget? Are you not staying in as nice of hotels? Are you not flying private? Are you not paying the best assistant coaches? Are you losing assistant coaches because you can't pay them? Like, it's all of that stuff that begins the residual, the gradual erosion of a program. That's the kind of stuff you got to consider. Just started cold showering after work about a week ago at 3 a.m. Let's see how it goes. May looking to get in cold plunge machine. Look, man, I'll tell you this. I have been using my chiller. I have the Nuvio, Nuvio box chiller. I've been using that for the last year. And fill up the bathtub at night, turn on the chiller, and it would cool it by the morning, right? Cools about 2 to 3 degrees an hour when it's inside. When we were on vacation this last week, Lauren, aka Larry, my sister-in-law, she has one of those portable pods. Cost $45. I brought my chiller, and so we set it up outside on the patio and connected it all. And it was spacious and comfortable. And so she gave me that. I was going to order one. She said, just take this one. I was like, okay. So I set that up in the garage. Now the Nuvio in the garage, or our shed out in the garage, which where my steam, my sauna, and all that stuff out there. It's harder because it's 90 degrees, 100 degrees in that room, so it has to work harder to chill it. But that's been really good, and it doesn't take up the space in the bathtub every day. So Eric is very thrilled with that. Just an idea. I guess that's US, maybe USA. The LSU Pit. Matt, it's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday, LSU Pit. You share a birthday with my nephew, Eli. Born on the 4th, and it's also the US's birthday. Go USA. Hey, Corey, happy 4th. Are you still working on finding a New Orleans affiliate? Literally, Corey, every day we get asked that. literally every day. And yes, we are working literally every day on a New Orleans affiliate. It's not as simple as just saying, hey, we're going to be on a New Orleans. Like, you have to have someone that owns a station that's willing to do a deal to put your show on. And if it's not a sports station, then are there other formats? How do you embark on that contract? Do you buy the station? Do you borrow? It's not something that's just easy. But yes, and that process, we knew early fall last year that the sale of the station we were on in New Orleans, 100.3, was going to happen. So we knew in like September. So we started this process of trying to find a new affiliate like in last September. And we're coming on a year and still haven't been able to find it. So trust me, as much of a bummer as it is for you and all of our listeners in New Orleans, just as much, if not more, for me. But thank you for asking. Yeah, maybe the best thing you could do is sweet. All right, off you go. You're free. Maybe the best thing you do is, man, hit up all them radio stations and say, hey, idiots, why aren't you carrying AFR? Idiots. That's what I would do. But thank you for asking, man. And, hopefully we can get a deal done. I promise you this, man. We will be back on terrestrial radio in New Orleans. Hell or high water, one way or another. And there's some options we have that might be drastic and extreme, but it's going to happen eventually. Happy 4th. Let's see. Nothing much to celebrate today unless you're wealthy. What does that mean? Nothing much to celebrate today? Oh, really? Like living in the freest country in the history of mankind isn't something worth celebrating? Being able to wake up every day and go on social media and post what you just posted isn't something worth celebrating? Having the God-given right to protest, even protest your government, isn't something to celebrate? Being able to wake up in a free country, worship where you want to worship, work where you want to work, travel where you want to travel, to cross state lines without having to show an ID. Like, what are you talking about? What a loser. What a freaking loser who would wake up on a day like this, living in the greatest time ever to be alive, where you've never had more access to the opportunity at wealth, to life-saving health care, the opportunity to build a great life for yourself, the freedom to do what you want, to live and make happy with conveniences that, like, you could speak to a device that gives you answers to anything, food delivered to your door, fresh water, clean. Like, if you don't understand, if you lack perspective so much in the time you live and the blessing that living in this country is in this time, then like pack up and go live in Gaza for a week. Go live in Korea. Like go be a poor person in Japan or China. Like go experience that life for a hot minute and then come talk to me. Like this person who's coming here under an alias is like such a colossal loser, a monumental loser, a point the finger, blame everybody else for my circumstance in life, not even understanding the reason that person has the option to point the finger and blame other people for his circumstance in life is the fact that he lives in the freest country in the history of mankind. Like, what a freaking loser you are. God bless you because you're the type of person that needs prayers, because you're a gigantic, colossal loser in life. Capital L on your forehead, massive loser. Instead of blaming other people for your circumstance, nothing to celebrate unless you're wealthy. How about this? If you believe that, then get off and go make some money. You want to do it? Do it. Go work 20 hours a day. Bro, it's the 4th of July. You know what I'm doing right now? Working. You know what I did this morning? Opened my eyes, made a podcast. Working. You know what I'm doing? You know what I've already done? Published 2 articles for LouisianaSports.net. Working. You know what I'm going to do tonight? Another podcast that's going to go live tomorrow. Working. Even on my vacation. Working. Why? so I can live the life I want to live and give to my family. Why? Because this country affords us the opportunity to do it. If you don't understand that, bro, leave. Please leave. I would love it for you to leave. I would love it for you to leave and let someone who actually will come into this nation understanding and appreciating the opportunity that we all have in this nation to come here and work hard to build that opportunity and that life for them and their family. Nothing to celebrate. Boy, I wish this wasn't morning scone so I could curse. I wish this wasn't morning scone so I could curse. Mark, in a recent Jay interview, the host mentioned Richard Lipsey and Ivan Cabrera as big NIL donors. We know Lipsey. Who is Cabrera? Any idea? Yes, I know who Ivan Cabrera is. I'll tell you, the two biggest baseball donors, if you walk into the box and you look at the Champions Club, and there are two names there. It's Susan Lipsey and Janice Guitro. Richard and Billy are two of the primary baseball benefactors. And then there are others. They go back to the old Skip Coaches Committee days that have helped build the program. But there's about there's probably about 12 to 15 like primary donors. That when LSU needs something, you want to buy out a coach's contract, you need a raise, you need a big NIL, this or that. Like there's about 12 to 15 people that are on that list. Many of them made up the initial collective, which they called the Bayou Collective. That was, or not Bayou. What are they? Go Collective. Go Collective. That was before Bayou Traditions. And you can go look up the names of the people that were on that, the half dozen or so names that sort of started and made up that collective. And some of the names you know, and some you may not. But the challenge that you have is not a one-off. Like, if you wanted to fundraise to buy out a coach, like that's a one-time thing. The challenge is with, or has become with NIL, is like, okay, you want to raise $15 million for your football roster? Cool. You do it again next year, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. That's the problem. Which is why it's interesting timing-wise for LSU with what happened at the end of 24, the Bryce Underwood stuff, which I'll explain in a second, and then into the rev share era. Because what LSU did was they front-loaded all of their contracts. And so for 25, they're not going to have to dip into their rev share pool to pay as much to pay this football team, because they front loaded those contracts with NIL dollars because they were cash rich after the Underwood thing. They had the money that they had already earmarked for Underwood, the money they had earmarked for Cade Phillips, the money they had earmarked for Jakeem Stewart. And then there were so many pissed off people when Underwood flipped that they're like, what do you need? And so people started writing checks. So LSU had this giant influx of cash to front load all these contracts. So not all, but I say a large part of the 2025 football roster, even though we're in rev share, is going to be funded actually by front loaded NIL deals. So in theory, what you can do now is you can take that 13 million or a chunk of it for rev share and front load for 2026. And then you can just keep perpetuating that cycle if that makes sense. So to that extent, LSU actually is in kind of a good spot. Anyway. All right, please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Remember, all our sponsors are scrolling at the bottom. Have you seen the Hawks upper management talking about how they couldn't believe the trade was a real deal? I have not seen that, but I'm not surprised. Terrible trade. Could you see Jay? Sorry, I think that might have been the one we were answering a bit ago. Edward O. Nuss bus driver, go Tigers. Make defense great again. Morning, Matt. Heard an interesting perspective on that SEC podcast. They said if the wheels fall off, LSU will use the GB3 situation. Oh, Greg Brooks to fire Brian Kelly for college thoughts. No, I don't think that will happen at all. I think if LSU decides to move on from Brian Kelly, they would negotiate a buyout and pay it out over several years. Hey, Dad, good morning. Manny, love the videos. Ryan Terrio, the one with NIL money or players going to MLB was informative on why players should play in the SC instead of ball or whatever, a ball or whatever. Thank you. Yeah, they're all at the Parish Construction and Roofing social media. Y'all check those out. They've done exceptionally well. I mean, some of them done over 100,000 views. Pretty crazy. Hey, Chance, instead of buying disgusting Jello shots, LSU fans should have had an LSU NIL bucket. They already know Cajuns can drink. Fred, how does the end of portal signing align with the deadline to sign after the draft? Well, remember, Fred, the portal closed July 2nd. That was just the deadline for people to enter the portal. You can join a team whenever. And in baseball specifically, you would think you'd want your guys there for fall ball, so they'd be enrolled for the fall semester. But really, in theory, they don't have to be there until spring semester. You can join the team in February or January. Hey, Devin, good morning. Hope your recovery is going well, Devin. Give us an update if you can, man. Let's see. Dale's still drinking the hater hate. Suck it, Dale. Crank it up, Uncle Scone. Hey, Stefan, good morning. LSU do their damnedest to retaliate with maybe half of what A&M offered Jay, and cross our fingers, hope Jay loves crawfish and jambalaya too much still. I want to be clear, man. Don't y'all go running around saying Scone said, because people hear what they want, half truths and all this stuff. I'm giving you I'm playing a hype. That's what we have the luxury to do here. Someone asked me a hypothetical. I answered with a hypothetical situation. That is something one hypothetical situation that I would be concerned with. That's the only one. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's a hypothetical situation as I was answering the question. So please be very clear about that. But a lot of y'all didn't understand. We're talking about BK in Michigan 2 years ago. Why, or year and a half ago. Why isn't LSU baseball supported heavily in NIL? Maybe because the sport isn't marketable in the college level. They are. That's what you don't understand. Like, LSU is still supported at an elite level. There's just other teams in the SEC with more resources and more donor dollars going into baseball than there is at LSU right now. Let's see. I've been super negative toward Brian Kelly. I think I need to change my attitude, support our team to the fullest. Big year upcoming. Let's stick together. You're giving yourself a pep talk, Devin. I love it. Y'all need an Iowa affiliate. I miss being able to listen to my car. I didn't realize I still had an accent until I moved. Let's see. If you look at Braswell before the A&M series, he was hitting over 300 on the season. Myself and too many peers have fought for your freedom. If you aren't happy, roll out. Bye-bye. There we go. These are all the comments to my to the guy a little bit ago. Brad, I listen to AFR on YouTube. I like how terrestrial radio is the only option. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Listen, watch however you want. Thanks to all the comments. As I was ranting on that guy. Love it. 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 You were more plugged in than LSU was with NIL at the beginning. That's true, actually. It's very true. And I hate to say it that way, but like LSU just didn't have the right approach. And I said it a lot, and a lot of y'all got very mad at me for saying it. There were people at LSU who were not happy with me saying it. I had phone calls and meetings. But I'd say I want LSU to do great. Always. Not only is it my alma mater, business is better when LSU is good. But my job is also to be honest and give honest opinions. At the beginning, do you remember? It was July 1st. It's 4 years ago. It was July 1st, 2001, when NIL went live. LSU took Livy Dunn and the group. They went up to New York City, Times Square. They bought an LSU NIL billboard and put stuff on social media like, hey, we're open for business. And it was like, hey, come do deals with us. And that was their approach. And they thought that was the right approach because there were a lot of teams, coaches, school, like they were still pushing against NIL. They didn't want it to happen. LSU, no, we're going to embrace it. And this would be great for recruiting and everything. But what they didn't do, what they didn't foresee at the time was the need to fundraise in the collective. They thought, oh, just open the door for NIL business and come do deals with our athletes was the approach, when what you needed was to fundraise and engage your donors to be able to build your collective coffers to go buy a roster. That's what it became. And LSU was very far behind on that. They just were. And in the last year, that changed for a variety of different reasons. But they got organized in a lot of ways and really hammered down on. And then naturally, we just talked about what happened, with Underwood and all the stuff. And it's put them in a position to do well moving forward. But it's true. I mean, they whiffed early, and it took a long time to catch up. Hey, Nick, good morning, Matt and family. Watch LSU USC football replay last night. Durham was a beast in that breakout game. Oh, South Carolina. Yes. I mean, that was one where, remember Emory had torn his ACL and you were looking for a spark, man. He gave it to you. Correct. Wasn't Lipsy the main guy who got to leave out? That was such a great day. Yes. If you remember Richard Lipsy, it was a gigantic flex. And Richard Lipsy loves LSU too, man. I mean, he was the president of the board. He started a website. What's the name of that website now? It was Oliva and King Alexander. What was the name of his website? Why can't I remember this now? Doggone it. And he openly called for the firing of Joe Oliva and King Alexander. And he flexed every bit of power and influence he had to get that done. And he got it done. And he was 100% right. And bringing in Scott Woodward ushered in a quote from Lipsy. Joe spent a lot of money, but he never raised a lot of money. It was a huge problem with Joe Oliva. He just nobody liked him. Donors hated him. So he couldn't go ask for money. It was the big difference when they hired Woodward, because Woodward had those relationships in place. He knew the people to call, the trees to shake to get what he needed, which is how they got Ed bought out and the money to bring in BK, and how they hired Jay Johnson, how they hired Kim Mulkey. So good. I wish I could remember the name of his website, though. I can't find it. He knocked that whole thing over. Sorry. I laid him out flat for you. Oh, what was the name of that website? I can't find it now. There was a time where like that person was DMing me, and it was Richard Lipsy, and I didn't know at the time that it was Richard Lipsy DMing me. As I was talking about a lot of that stuff from that Twitter account. What was the name of that? God, dog. Louisiana First, was that it? Maybe it was Louisiana first. I don't need to get bogged down in it. Anyway, boy, y'all got us down a different path this morning. Cool though. Hey, Brian. Good morning from Brian. Are you working there in Little Rock? Dude, give us the deets, man. Hey, Henry. Good morning. Chance. I don't think Jay would leave as long as Skip is alive. Mark, ideal hot dog toppings are eat a hamburger instead. If BK underachieves the next few seasons, thoughts on Lane Kiffin replacing him? Lane's interesting. I'd be curious to see Lane's contract and what that would be. But like, is that even the guy that you would want at that point? I mean, I'll tell you, Lane Kiffin not making the playoff last year is a massive failure because last year Ole Miss went all in and they lost 3 games because of Lane Kiffin. You had no business losing the home game to Kentucky. You had no business losing the game in Baton Rouge where they didn't trail until the final score. They had no business losing the game at Florida where they had 3 red zone possessions, came away with no points. Like, it's a giant red flag, and that's Kiffin. That's all Lane Kiffin. Thank you, Abner. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Fred. If Stanfield signs, could Larson come back? He could. He's not going to. Mark, have you ever been approached about a job at the university? For instance, I think you could be SID when Bill retires. I have no interest in that whatsoever. Like literally no interest. I mean, even look, I mean, it's a public university. Everybody's salaries are public record. I mean, you can Google what Bill Francis makes or any SID. I'm not just pointing out Bill, what any SID makes. Like, no, that's not, I just don't have an interest in that. I don't know that there's a job that LSU could hire me to do that I would want to do. Unless if it was like they wanted me to, they did this with Cody Worsham a bit ago, like in Cody's role where, he managed sort of like the, it's almost like an in-house PR director, but he was also like I think they called him the chief brand officer. And his job was to build brand around LSU and content creation, a lot of that stuff. I mean, there's some of that stuff that might be interesting, but honestly, probably not. There's just, it's too restricting. Like I love doing this stuff, which I wouldn't be able to do. I love doing Locked On, which I wouldn't be able to do. You know what I mean? Just different. Blade has a new co-host for Whiskey and Wine been announced. Nope. Put Louisiana first. Maybe that was it. That sounds right. Brian Penn, got it. Oh, man. It's a Razorback fan. People check Lane versus BK win-loss record check back. It's funny how perception. Look, I mean, shout out Chris Marler, who handles our SEC content at LouisianaSports.net. He did his coaches' rankings for the SEC going into this year, and he had Kalen DeBoer ahead of Brian Kelly. I'm going, what? Like, Brian Kelly's the winningest active coach in football. He took Notre Dame to a BCS championship game and got in the 4-team playoff twice at Notre Dame. Like, Kalen DeBoer just had a 4-loss season at Alabama where he lost 3 games, two games to 500 football teams, 2 as a double-digit favorite. Like, Kalen DeBoer? Like, is it just because he's coaching at Alabama? It's got to be. I mean, why else would Kalen DeBoer be on that list? Anyway. Would he made a playoff with Washington? Okay, and the guy at Boise State just made a playoff. And the guy at SMU Rhett Lashley made a playoff. So? I mean, it's 12-team playoff. Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State made a playoff. Okay. Go this way. We got to get you dressed. All right, let's get out of here, y'all. Looks like we're done. Please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel. Remember, Brock Rock and Wine, Saturday, July 26th. Everything, all the info scrolls at the bottom. Parish Construction Roofing, love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, once-a-week injections help with weight loss, GLP-1 medications you've heard so much about. Remember, lowest prices, never any contracts. They'll ship your medicine anywhere in the country, so even if you don't live in Louisiana, no worries. You could still use Unique Physique. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. There's Drew. Erica! Code Matt15 for 15% off. Matt15 for 15% off. Sam Jobert! Sam Jobert, voice actor extraordinaire, one of the key impressionists you'll ever meet. Hope you're doing great, man. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace.